Well, Minister of Higher Education attends the ceremony of the Mosaic competition. The Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research and the Minister of Environment have attended on Saturday morning the activities of ceremony organized by Innovators and Genius Fund on the occasion of announcing the results of Mosaic competition for the best Egyptian universities and research centers in innovation at the ministry's headquarters in the new administrative capital. Ain Shams University have ranked first at the level of universities, followed by Cairo University, second place, then Helwan University in third place, and the level of research centers and Electronics Research Institute have ranked first, followed by the Egyptian Petroleum Research Institute in second place. Then Research City, Scientific and Technological Applications are in the third place. At the level of private universities, the 6th of October University achieved first place, and at the level of the private universities, the Nile National University won first place, and at the level of newly established universities, New Mansoura University came in first place. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Dr. Maged Ghonim, Partnership and Marketing Manager, Innovators Support Fund, Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. It's a real pleasure to be with you here today.
My pleasure, sir. My pleasure. Dr. Ghonim, what is the Mosaic competition?
So, based on the new strategy for the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research that was released by His Excellency the Minister on March 7th, the intention of the Ministry is to push all higher education institutions, whether they are universities or research institutions, to be fourth-generation institutions. And when we're talking about fourth-generation institutions, we're not just looking at an institution that pushes out great graduates after an excellent academic educational program. We're not only looking at excellent R&D that is apparent by the different research R&D coming out in the different publications, or also looking at their impact on the society. What we're looking at are fourth-generation institutions that have excellent impact on the economy. And according to Vision 2030 for Egypt that was released multiple years ago, we need to be in line with this. We need to drive all the different higher education institutions to be able to contribute to the economy, and this is what we call the knowledge economy.
Yes.
So this is how we want to transfer all the different knowledge activities, knowledge transfer activities of different R&D activities to be targeted towards the market, towards the industry, so that it can participate in the economy. And in order to excite and I would say attract different universities to this is where we launched this competition, which was called Mosaic. And in this competition, it basically asked the different universities to answer a different set of questions that were given to them that sort of summarizes the different activities that they do in terms of R&D input, in terms of innovation input, and also in terms of innovation output. And accordingly, there were 5 different pillars inside this competition that were looked at and were assessed.
Yes.
And based on that, what we came up with was the first innovation-based ranking for Egyptian universities and research institutes. And this is where the different results that you just listed right now.
Yes. So, Dr. Ghonim, what are the conditions for participating in this competition? How did the people get to know about it to register in this competition? And also, what is the criteria by which the doctors choose the participant to participate in this competition?
Okay, so the competition itself was open to any university or research institute that is in Egypt. And they were all invited by official letters that were sent to the university presidents and research institute presidents so that they can go ahead and delegate a team that would be responsible to fill in the questionnaires and to upload all the different required data. This was, the invitations went out, I think it was in November. We had an info session to give them all the data that was required. They entered the data during December and January, and then a team of reviewers evaluated all the different input that they had, and this is where the results came out. I think it was sometime during April, it was, I mean, we were all happy to see it announced on Saturday.
Yes, Dr. Ghonim, what are the main themes of the competition, or what is the idea revolving around?
Okay, so we're basically looking into innovation as a process.
Yes.
There are certain inputs to this process and where there are certain outputs to this process. I'll start with the outputs, and this is where we divided it into two different pillars, looking at the different technology and scientific outputs. So let's assume that I have an excellent research paper, that I had an excellent patent that came out. This is not just enough. We want to see how this was translated into the industry as a commercialized technology, as a product, or as a service. So this is what we were trying to monitor, looking at the different agreements, different contracts that were pushed in between universities and research institutes and between their industrial counterparts.
Yes.
There was also another pillar that looked into the creative output, looking into output that was in literature, in art, and so on, that had an impact as well into the creative economy. These are the two different output pillars. But there are also other pillars that were looking into the inputs themselves, looking into R&D activities, looking into infrastructure and talents that are existing, and last but not least, looking into the, I would say, the market readiness for the targeted market that each university was looking at.
Yes.
So once we evaluated all the different 5 pillars, there were more than 100 different criteria. And according to this, we right now have a complete, I would say, portal that is available to each university that entered their data, that they can go in, and it's more of a diagnostic tool. They can know that in each of these 100 criteria in the 5 different pillars, what are they strong in and what do they need to work more on? Yes. How do they rank across the different institutions over there, whether within the same regional area or whether comparing to other universities from the same type, whether they're national universities, public universities, private universities, or technological universities. And this will help universities to put plans so that they can improve on the excellent activities that are already happening on their campus.
Yes. So, Doctor, what are the universities that won the competition? And we see a variety of universities that have won the competition. Let's start with the, for example, the national universities first, because I can see that also there are private universities and also research centers that have won the competition. Let's start with the step by step. Let's start with the national universities.
Okay. So the categories that we have 2 main categories. Research institutes, this is a single category, and the other category is universities. And the reason that we differentiated between them is that even though universities have the same research, R&D, and innovation activities that are in research institutes, but moreover, inside universities, they have a lot of activities related to undergraduate education, so that's why we separated both of them.
Yes.
So in terms of universities, as you know, we have the traditional older public universities, like Cairo University, Ain Shams University, Helwan, and so on and so forth. And then we have the newly created national universities, like Galala University, Nile University, what else? New Mansoura University, and so on. And we also have private universities.
Also New Alamein University.
And New Alamein University and King Salman University, in addition to 10 plus other universities like Banha National University and so on.
Yes.
In addition to these, we also have the 4th category, which are technological universities. So if we looked at the universities all in all, the top university was a public university. It was Ain Shams University. And very, very close to it was Cairo University.
Yes.
Followed after that was Helwan University. Followed after that was Nile. But again, this was the overall ranking for all universities. But in terms of public universities, it was Ain Shams, closely followed by Cairo University, then Helwan University.
Yes.
In terms of national universities, Nile University came on top. In terms of private university, 6th of October University was the leading private university. And in terms of the newly established universities, because as you know, we had 47 different universities about 2 years ago. As we speak right now, we have 92 different universities.
Yes.
So according to the new strategy in the ministry itself, we're trying to push in more universities across the different geographical spots that we have in Egypt. And this is why we have a lot of newly created or newly established universities that we wanted to separate so that we can give them a chance so that they can see how they compare to each other.
Yes.
So if you go right now to the website itself, which is mosaic.iff.org.eg, any person can go ahead and you can check out this ranking. And of course, you can go ahead and filter it off by the type of university or the geographical region that it exists in, or also by the size of the university.
Yes. Doctor, the importance of giving the opportunity also to the private universities to participate, how do you see the importance of this?
Oh, it's very important. I mean, private universities is a strong set of universities that contribute strongly to the Egyptian educational system.
Of course. Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we have a lot of different private universities that have very, very strong impact. They have great graduates that go out into the job market. And there is a strong program that is going right now with the ministry to empower all universities, including private universities, to improve the level of graduates so that they can compete nationally and internationally with their counterparts.
Yes, yes. What are the also concerning the research centers? We'd like to shed more light on the research centers that participated in the competition and won the competition.
So as I said, that we do have 92 universities, maybe 30 plus of them were the ones that contributed or participated in the competition this year. Hopefully you have more. But in addition to them, we also have research institutes that exist in Egypt.
Yes.
Some of them are under the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research, but others, like the Agricultural Research Center, which is under the Ministry of Agriculture. We have the Housing Research Institute, which is under the Ministry of Housing, and so on and so forth. So what we did was that we sent out an invitation to all of these different research institutes, regardless of the ministry that they belong to.
Yes.
And 10 of them actually participated. And they went through the same process that I explained before. Maybe we were not looking into any type of undergraduate-related metrics because these are research institutes.
Yes.
And based on the analysis that we did, the top research institute this year was the ERI, the Electronic Research Institute.
Yes.
Followed after that with the Egyptian Petroleum Research Institute. Followed after that with the Scientific Research City, which is in, I forgot the region, it's in the Western Alexandria.
Yes, Dr. Ghonim, the competition achieves most of the important themes of the national strategy for education. Don't you see this? How does it meet the educational national strategy for education, of course, and meet Egypt's plan for the year 2030?
I would say the competition with the also the output that it created, which is this innovation-based ranking, is a first step towards creating a national-based ranking that His Excellency the Minister will be announcing very soon. This is something which is going to be talked more about, and we're looking into innovation as a core aspect inside what we call knowledge economy. So, so this competition over here is going to be the initial step towards a knowledge-based economy indicator or ranking that will be announced very soon. So
Yes.
I think it's going to be very important because it's not just important to set a strategy.
Yeah.
It's not just important to transform the strategy into a plan, but we need to put in some kind of governance so that we can measure the efforts being exerted, so that we can tell what are the efficiency of such efforts.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Dr. Maged Ghonim, Partnerships and Marketing Manager, Innovators Support Fund, Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. And ladies and gentlemen, with this, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Cairo Local Time. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.